Yo, what is up, everybody? See, it's time for Jump the Sharp. I wanted to sing because last week you mentioned I have such a beautiful singing voice, and I just wanted to prove it to everybody out there in the intro this week because I don't have shit to sing about, but I might want to act like I do anyway. We'll see how much my voice may have like the verklempt feeling as we talk about what happened last week. It's your boy Brian Hollywood Hagen, along with my boy and your boy as well. Let's not beat around the bush here. It's the Woodman, David Woody, as always with me. How are you, my friend?
The irony is that in trying to sound so good, you hit a different note. You know, you were so self-conscious about it that you didn't sing the same
most
note.
people normally don't hear because you know why? They listen to real music, and those types of notes that I hit are not normally the good ones that make it to your earlobes, but they are the good ones when you want to listen to some sports betting guaranteed locks. I mean, it's just locks all week this week. I'm entitling this show "Who Doesn't Love a Good Guarantee?" I didn't put the word "good," but because I'm guaranteeing this week on Jump the Sharp that you're going to get a winner. Now, there might be 5 losers with it, but you're going to get a winner. I'm guaranteeing we don't do what we did last week, and that is duplicate the worst performance in show history here, ladies and gentlemen. 0-6 last week. Wow, what a shit week.
It was bad.
It was
bad.
It was really bad. But you know, it was
a worse week than Harvey Weinstein.
Pretty much. At Jump the Sharp on Twitter, you know where to find us, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube, search Jump the Sharp. Apologize, no YouTube video last week. I guess that was for a reason. Jeez.
Yikes.
I honestly, it was screwing me over trying to upload it, and then I could have just did it the next morning, and I didn't have time, and then I kind of forgot about it, and then I kind of said, fuck off. But you know, things happen. Maybe that was for a reason. And you know you can find us on the Degenerate Dungeon every Sunday morning on Twitch through the Glass Cannon Network, twitch.tv/GCN Employee Lounge. Boy, do we have fun doing that. But yeah, man, I mean, rough week. I want to give a shout out real quick, if I can, to one of my best buddies of all time. And it was so good hearing from him. He sent a text last week right after the show. 2 things that went awry. One, what's up, Jar? Love you, brother. Man, God, what a great guy. I miss him so much. He said, love the YouTube videos because I love the "What Are We Drinking" segment. So not only did I not provide him a YouTube clip or YouTube video last week, but then he also said, "Keep killing it. You guys are on fire." Whoopsie, sorry.
Yeah. Yikes.
But kind of off the cuff, I'm kind of thinking as we go here with that. I do want to also shout out. We've had some traction on our Jump the Sharp Twitter page at Jump the Sharp, and couldn't thank some people enough. I know for a fact a few of you have come from the Dungeon and the Glass Cannon Nation.
Yes.
And I appreciate you guys. And I just want to give a little bit of a shout out to you guys because you've been with us for a while now, ever since we started the Dungeon. And some of you might have been with us before that or even after. But you're given, like a couple weeks ago. I want to shout out our boy Spencer at H&E.
We love Spencer.
Badass, love Spence. King Wid, love you, brother. And David on Twitter at Lasius, and Trey Rogier on Twitter. 2 weeks ago, we were killing it. They all put something nice, you know, like the King Wid here. I parlayed Bills, Giants, Vikings, Raiders. Huge win for me. Thanks, fellas. And you know, all this nice. A couple of them
like sent like nice screenshots, you know, like, hey, thanks for this, you know.
Trey said, already a solid Sunday. You know, he did a 3-leg par based on what we said, and he made out, and we appreciate you, Trey. You know, with all these guys and gals, because I know Converse Lady from Twitch also followed us this week, so we appreciate it. What they all have in common is after an 0-6 week, they didn't say shit, which is a tremendous thing. They didn't say, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
What the hell was that? And that's a big, you know, a big notch in your guys' caps. But we appreciate your support.
Well,
to the bottom of our hearts.
To the,
really
the character and the kindness. The Naish has built an audience of such kind-hearted, just nice people, which is a super underrated thing in this world. Actually, like
Isn't
just
it?
being nice to other people is actually like the most important thing you can do. And nowadays, it's like not cool.
Yeah, it's
just because we're just like all like poisoned by so much irony, and everything is like buried under like 6 layers of sarcasm. But like, sincerely, like, thank you guys for being so nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of just hit me on the fly there. Just a lot of cool people hitting us up, but there was not an ill word about our week last week, and that's cool. That's really
thank
cool.
you.
Feel free to have fun. Like, honestly, say, yo, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah,
we're down with that.
it would have been taken in good faith. Like, in good
we
spirit,
got thick skin. We're Philly boys. Believe me, we can dish it. We do dish it. We can take it too. But we appreciate it.
And we agree. Like, what the fuck happened?
We're with you 110%. But we're gonna do our best to right the ship, as they say this week. We have something fun out of the gate here. It's guarantee week, though. I'm guaranteeing at least. You know what? I take it back. I guarantee both Woody and I at least have a winner. No, can't even be making that. Quick show note. We will not be having a Jump the Sharp next week. A lot of shit going on with the Christmas week and the way it's fallen NFL wise, and just shit. Obviously everybody, a holiday hit you in a way that you can't really prep for. But there will not be a show next week. But don't fret. It's not like you're not getting picks. There will be a show. What do you mean? You just said there's not going to be a show, Hollywood. There will be a show. We are doing a special live. Well, it's always live, but a Wednesday night live. Or I'm sorry, a Thursday night. Let me make sure I got the date correct before I mess this up. Thursday, the 22nd, live Degenerate Dungeon Thursday night, because there will not be a dungeon Christmas morning for obvious reasons. So to get the picks next week, check out if you have not followed this page, do it. Twitch.tv/GCN Employee Lounge. You can watch the Degenerate Dungeon live on the 22nd. Unfortunately, the Woodman, you will not be around. Is that correct?
Yeah, I can't make it. I have like a client event thing,
sure.
But I will send some pics in your inbox, and you can read them for me, and I know you will do them justice on the program. So.
Let's go. That's cool. Man, I'm gonna miss you on that show. Everybody will. But it's funny. We were about to start the show, and we both logged on to our recording program. We looked at each other, and we were just like shaking our heads. We didn't really say anything at first, and then the Woodman says something, and he says, "I have an idea," and I said, "Okay. Do you want to just bring your idea live on the show?" He's like, "No, let me just brush it by real quick, see what you think, because I don't know if it's something we want to roll with or not." And I was like, this idea is fun, because I told you verbatim was, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? You know what I mean? So we have to have some fun with this. We never really do a recap, especially game by game, but you made it, to put it in gambling terms, you parlayed it to a Chris Berman fastest 3 minutes in sports, and you said, what if I just quickly go over these 6 games that we went 0-6? I mean, the worst week in show history, I should say. And you said, what if I just did like a real quick, fastest 3 minutes and Jump the Sharp history? I said, let's go. So the floor is the Woodman's David Woody, and I am very excited to see what your little quick quips are about this. But last week, 6 games down the drain. You're gonna kind of regurgitate them for a little bit and see what we can do.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start in Tennessee. You had Titans -3.5 home against Jacksonville. I believe Derrick Henry had almost 100 yards in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
He finished the game with 120 yards, I believe. So what the fuck there? Also, the Jags, it's not like they played great, but they somehow put 36 points on the board. I don't understand what hell happened. Bizarre game. You had Dolphins in Los Angeles against the Chargers. Chargers were down bad. Everything was going bad for them. Dolphins were due for a bounce back. It didn't happen. 2 weeks in a row, McDaniel looks possibly outclassed. Tua looks lost. This time, though, not against a good defense, so really concerning. Okay. Finally, you had Seattle. They were home against arguably the worst team in the NFL, the Carolina Panthers, without Christian McCaffrey, with Sam Darnold, the quarterback. Like, what the fuck? What? And I don't know. Gino just turns into a pumpkin here, and he looked like Jets Gino, I thought, and 30-24 is the final score. Minnesota, I had getting 2.5 points in Detroit. I thought it was insane. You thought it was insane. Everybody we talked to thought it was insane. No, Detroit 34-23. Justin Jefferson sets an all-time team record with 225 receiving yards, and it's a joke. It doesn't fucking matter at all. It's not even close. Arizona, the Monday night game, I had them getting 2.5 points home against the Pats. Mac Jones was every bit as bad as I told you. I thought he looked like the worst quarterback in the NFL in that game. It doesn't matter. Colt McCoy's on the other side. He's basically Mac Jones 10 years from now. And Kyler Murray hurt on the third play of the game, out for the game. Fumble 6, just gross, disgusting, awful. Finally, Chiefs in Denver. I was right until I was wrong, which is to say, I believe the game was 27-3 at one point. I believe I saw on the highlight reel Mahomes and Kelsey laughing, yucking it up, having a good time. It was a laugher until it wasn't. They almost lost the fucking game. They choked it away at the end. They wound up winning by 6, I think, but really easily could have lost if memory serves on the highlights there.
Whew.
That's it.
Oh, well, you know what?
Insensitive asshole.
Now here's my question. That was fun and all, but like me trying to talk fast, whatever. But like, can we learn anything from? Why did we go so far wrong? Is there a common pattern? I have one idea, but I want to hear if you have one. Yeah, go ahead, please.
I just want to say that I want to do like the Donovan McNabb thing. If the mic can pick up me hitting my chest. It's my fault, dude. It's my fault. You know, like I fucked up. Like my 3 were misses. Like, unfortunately, I can sit here and try and spin the Titans. Just keep fucking running the ball. You would have won that game kind of deal because that's what would have happened.
They would have.
I could spin that the Seahawks just got out to a really, really, really bad start. And then I could have sworn because I actually cashed out my bet. I put a unit on it, so it was a bill piece, and I cashed it out at $30. And then right after I cashed it out, they scored 2 touchdowns. I was like, you know what? They're going to fucking cover this. Look at it. They just got out there. So Dolphins, I got no excuse for, but my picks overall, just junk. I can easily sit here and say that the mini one, no, but I could easily sit here and say because I mentioned about the Patriots, how they cannot defend against a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
If Kyler Murray's in that game, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say they win by 10 or whatever.
Yeah,
the whole game's different. Who knows?
Different game. Yeah.
And obviously the KC thing is what it is too. But
it's frustrating because but that's why we don't take, that's why the sharps rarely will take a -9.
Right.
No matter how good the team is. Right? There's just that backdoor horse shit at the end, and you lose the bet, even though you were absolutely right about your analysis of both teams. That's sharp money.
What's your takeaway after doing that quickest? Actually, might have been 2 minutes. I really enjoyed that. Let's try and look. I have no problem talking fast. Maybe we can do a whole show like that, a nice 20-minute 8-pick show.
My takeaway is this, and I'm especially looking at, I guess, Minnesota, Kansas City, and Miami, especially those 3 of the picks. Maybe there just aren't really good teams in the NFL. Maybe in the NFL this year, there are like 1.5 really good teams, right? Maybe it's the Bills half the time, right? And the Eagles. The Eagles are a very good team, except for the one loss, idiot loss to the friggin' Commanders, which they looked horrible. But like, let's be honest, there were also fluke plays in that game. They almost won that anyway.
Yeah, we're not gonna. We'll look like total homers if we talk about that game. But yeah.
I'm serious. Like, it was kind of fluky that they lost, and that's their only loss, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you can, after the way they dismantled the Giants like that, it's a good team, right? But
sure.
When I watch the Bills, and when I watch, I've seen, actually, just by a fluke, I think I've seen almost all the Bills' losses this year because they've been on national TV where I live,
Right.
Dude, I mean, they have problems sometimes, it's just such a usually at this point of the year, I could name you 8 or 9 or 10 teams that are like, okay, I'm certain that team is good.
Yeah.
can't
How
do
many?
that
How many?
this
How,
year.
how many this year? Maybe 2.
I guess 3. I still think the Chiefs and Bills are very good teams.
I would say Chiefs, Bills, Birds, right?
And the Eagles. And that's kind of it, I think. Because even the Niners, people are going to say, oh, the Niners, look at the Niners with Brock Purdy. Okay. They're going to have to keep this up a bit more to prove it to me. Okay.
Yeah, but now Debo's out. I mean, their defense is standing on its
their
head.
defense
I get
is
it. But
good. Yeah, but like, dude, that's not enough, man. The Cowboys
Niners,
defense is
them.
ridiculous, and they almost lost the friggin' Texans.
Yeah.
Having a good defense by itself is not going to cut it. Not in the modern NFL.
That Cowboys win.
Oh, such
spoiled
junk.
and shout out to Russell Muscles Marinara because he was Johnny positive.
Oh.
About like, no, look at what the Eagles did, look what they have done, look what they will do, and all. And I was like, okay, you're making a good point, but like that Cowboys win almost spoiled the Eagles, almost spoiled the Eagles win. How we demolished the Giants, but yeah, man,
don't let that do that.
No, I know. But it's just that fucking team. And ESPN still has the Cowboys with a better chance of winning the Super Bowl than the Eagles, which is just stupid.
That strikes me as a bit silly. At this point, the way that the play calling and the kind of creativity of the Cowboy offense and the skill of Dak Prescott when compared with the Eagle offense and Jalen Hurts, you can't compare them. There's not comparison right now. That's not a comparison. Now, they're a good team, and I do like in the sense like I'll give the Cowboys credit that they're a moderately well-rounded team as well. Because they can put some points on the board against a bad defense. They can stifle even a pretty good offense, I think, pretty well. Very good defense. Not perfect. Very good, right? But
that's what I call it any given Sunday, right? They beat the fucking Vikings 40-3 in Minnesota. Like it just can happen. It can happen with good teams.
Like,
they're good teams.
I guess I'm just saying, like, usually this is my takeaway from like my analysis.
Let's go.
I think at this point in the year, I would normally be able to zero in on 8 teams or so, 8 to 10 teams that I think are just good teams, and I don't have.
Well, this makes me feel good because I have Super Bowl futures on 5 teams because I called the Broncos, but that's not happening. I have Super Bowl futures on Birds, Bills, Chiefs, and Niners. So I'm feeling good.
You should. Those are really good bets, man.
Feeling good, baby. Well, before we get up to the making, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Before we get on to making money this week, because I feel it. I think we're really, really ready to bounce back with a vengeance.
Hope so, man.
But we need a little fuel to do that right now.
Yes,
and it's time. Let's do the fastest. We can do the world's quickest. What are we drinking? America's favorite segment. It's time, baby.
A little bit of the bubbly.
To pop a couple tops here for NFL Week 15, Woodman.
Hey, happy holidays and happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate, but especially Merry Christmas, to those of us who celebrate that.
Wow,
I guess this will be my last show. And, before Christmas. So see you guys. And I'll do the same beer that I have done each of the last 2 years at Christmas time. I've got my Trogs Mad Elf.
He brought the Mad Elf to the table.
I love the Mad Elf. Most of you know it. I won't spend much time with it. So real quick, it's one of these kind of wintry ales that has all these like notes of different spices in it, right, Bri? That's how you describe it, right? And it has almost a little bit of sweetness to it as well.
A little cherry feature.
And that's on purpose,
For sure.
And
look, I'll tell you, I had it recently. Yeah. I had a couple recently, and my wife was like, I forget what it tastes, because this was the ultimate craft holiday beer back 10 years ago. It was the coolest thing. Couldn't find it anywhere, selling out left and right.
Yes.
Now it's just ho-hum, another craft beer. There it is. That's the perfect color, little red tint, almost kind of like a porterish kind of looking, but it's got a nice kick. And I'll tell you what, I had them recently, and I was expecting to be like, "Nah, man, see, this is what I used to drink." It's like a reminder. Oh, that's when I drank Hurricane 40s. It
doesn't hold up. You were thinking maybe,
but I thought it did.
It does. Yeah, it's delicious. It's delicious. I'm not gonna lie.
And you got to drink it slow. It's kind of like it's almost like a glass of wine. But a little bit lighter.
Yeah, obviously. We should say It's 11%.
Oh, it's a hefty piece.
I mean, it's a hefty boy. It's got a lot of flavor.
It
It's
does.
a really flavorful beer that you want to enjoy. And it's one of those ones where, like, you know how, like, if I take too long drinking a High Life and it starts to get a little warm,
Right.
it's over, you know?
Yeah.
This isn't like that. You might be standing there at the holiday party and you're telling a story that it takes like 20 minutes to tell because you're getting all tuned up. And like it gets a little warm in your hand. You don't give a fuck. You're drinking this thing anyway, man. It's a good one. I wanted to do I was gonna get some eggnog to have on the side as well,
And
but
just
I forgot to
mix
buy the
it?
eggnog. No, I don't know about that.
No, that's disgusting.
But
I'm
'tis
not
the
an eggnog
season.
guy.
Tis the season. Matt Elf,
Big
go get a 6-pack near you if you like it. It's a
Yeah, it's worth it.
delicious holiday beer.
It's a good one to have. Don't put the whole sixer down in one sitting, please. But
Drink one each sitting, I would say.
Yeah, I would say one or two, but
you can
all
have a
good.
second one. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm 235 pounds. I had a second one at one time. All right. I went to. I'm doing. I'm going back to the. I have that drawer, right? I told you my
You
fridge.
gotta go. You gotta check out the drawer.
I got the drawer. It's been a while. Like I haven't, and I shouted him out earlier. Our boy Muscles Marinara, appreciate you so much. I mean, I had to go to the drawer. It's been just kind of sitting there, and I've been looking at them like I just want to drink them leisurely. But some of them, I'm just like, I got to hold off on these. He actually brought a couple recently, and this is one of them. I mean, has to be the furthest, like by. I don't even know distance, for lack of a better term. I'm trying to come up with a better word for that. That we've ever featured a brewing company before. Anchorage Brewing Company.
Oh, right.
So not even in the continental United States.
Well, no, we've done one further.
Oh, did you do that?
We've had Guinness.
Well, that's true. Actually, from Philly, what's closer, Anchorage or Dublin?
You're right. It could be. That might be close. I'm not sure.
I think it's Anchorage. I don't know. Atlantic Ocean's a long one. But anyway, Anchorage Brewing Company here.
Anyway,
and you know what really keyed me off on this one is I'm looking through and I'm looking in the drawer and I see, and for those on YouTube, if I actually post it, I see this.
Ooh.
Just like it's basically a full skeleton in like a friggin' trench coat.
In a really cool beltless trench coat.
And a belt, and it looks like it's a deadly beer, right? It looks
very
scary.
Noir and kind of spooky, scary.
Just a black can. It's called, by the way, I've buried the lead. Drifting, it is called. A 6.4 APV. So it looks like it would be like, oh, don't touch that. You're going to go nutty. But no,
that
it's only
is
6.4.
one of the coolest looking beer
Isn't
cans I've ever seen in my life.
I'm definitely going to have to post this to YouTube now after you saying that. Yeah, I'll do the whole circle.
It's incredibly cool.
Drift. It is neat.
Badass design. Oh my gosh.
And it's all it says, I don't even know what the hell this is. Sabro Incognito Thiol Boosting Yeast. Okay, well that's what it says on Untapped.
No idea what that means.
4.05 on Untapped, so that's a good one.
Anything over 4 is really good, right?
Yes, that's what I put it at. That's just me, but I would have said 4.
Oh, that's what you gave it. I thought that's what you were saying. It was
No. I'm saying that when I see something 4+ on Untapped, I consider that the threshold for really good beer.
Got it.
3.5 and over, I would say, is a good beer. Anyway, the reason why I took, I was attracted to this one is because I was going to put like the Undertaker theme song for our opening today after our 0-6 week. Something just very morbid. And I saw this fucking face look at me when I pulled open that drawer, and I said, "Oh, that kind of fits the bill." So without further ado, let me just a little shrapnel, a little over the side there, but it's a straight IPA. New England hazy IPA. So it's funny that they call it New England when they're all the way up there. Let me do a little Porski on air there. Just a regular looking John. I've never had this before. Shout out to Russell once again.
Oh, what a beautiful color.
Right. It's
kind of
straight up IPA.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Well, but with just maybe a little bit of haziness.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of opaque. Let's see. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's very good. Like it's really I was trying to think. It was one of those where you're smelling it while you drink it. and I was like, oh man, is this a little too like hoppy or floral or something? And I was gonna kind of denounce it a little bit just based on the smell originally, because it doesn't stink. I'm just saying, I was just like, oh man, this is like really poppy, and it's really fucking good. It's the perfect balance between the wrench that has that depth, and then those really effervescent IPAs that
Ooh.
more feel like you have kind of like almost like a Pilsner or something.
Okay, sure.
It's right in the middle of those, and it's just really really good. I'm
So
very happy with this bad
flavorful,
boy.
drinkable.
Flavorful is a good
both.
word.
Both got drinkability and the flavor.
I would say it's like it's funny because when you put it up, it's like you're getting hit with the citrusy and the tropicalness in your nostrils,
Yeah.
and you're thinking you're going to taste it, and you really don't taste what you smell.
Huh. That's fun.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
It's
Sure.
a really, really good beer.
We've had
I'm-
beers. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't
Mhm.
think of which ones, but we've had beers like that before on this show.
Yeah, down
Um,
with this, big time. Like it, love it. Giddy up. Thank you so much once again, Muscles Marinade.
Well,
Giddy.
if I may be in charge of the transition here,
Sure.
yeah, you like it and you love it, but not as much as you're about to love this shit, motherfucker.
Wow, my man Pots and Pans comes out with the with just a hell of a segue, I believe they call it in our business now.
Yes, I think
Speaking
so.
of business,
Let's get down to business.
let's go. It's time for the picks of the week. Only 27 minutes into the show, Woodman. Maybe
Okay.
we could do, maybe let's not wax so much on the
Yeah.
picks because it's like let's let our picks do the talking this
Yes.
week.
Yes.
Let's see if they roll.
Agreed. I'll
on
just
their
say
own.
one thing about all three of them before I start. It's
Please.
quick. Trust me. It's real quick.
Give it
I
to me hard.
did the DWE.
Mhm.
I nailed 7 lines. Nailed. 7 lines this week. An all-time record for
Wow.
me.
How about that?
Yeah. I don't know if that's good
I
or
did the
bad.
HWE right here. Nailed 4 of them, which
Okay.
I would say is par for the course. 7?
7.
That means you got a nice finger on the pulse.
I really do. I've never nailed so many in my life.
Question.
Yes.
Are any of those 7 going to actually be a pick, though? Because sometimes when you nail it, that makes you feel like you have an idea.
It does, but for me to make them a pick is really anti DWE, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that.
I hear you.
I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to make the same mistakes I made last week when we went 0-6. Certainly,
I gotcha.
Okay, granted, but I also don't want to go away from what was working so well before. And what was working so well
it's
before
just
for
one
me
week.
was the DWE. So I
Yeah.
really don't want to go away from it.
No,
so-
totally. I love the fact that we stand our ground.
I
We've
stand my
always
ground.
said that
And here's
our
the thing,
week
dude.
after
I made these 3 picks.
Mhm.
Okay. And they're, according to the DWE, they should be, there was actually 4 that it could have been. So I made, I made a judgment call for the last one. Okay.
Okay.
But these are the 3 picks that the DWE says I should be making. I made them, I wrote them down, and I had a because we're coming off last week, I'm kind of like on tilt in a way. I had a thought that I might want to just cross them out because it's just too,
Jeez.
yeah. But you know what, dude?
It's
Fuck
fucking
Trust the process, Brian. Trust
Hell
the
yeah.
process.
and from the city that has trusted the process.
That's right. And it brought us Joel Embiid.
Nothing.
And, well, he's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
So
go, baby. It's picks of the week time.
I've got him. I'm sticking with him.
Leading off, playing center field, David.
Yeah. And number 1, the number 1 pick of the week, I am fucking going
Vikings.
back to the well, and I'm taking the Vikings. 100% I'm taking the Vikings -4. 100%. Not even a question. Wrote down Minnesota -9.5.
Oh, 9.5.
I assumed Indianapolis is what, the 3rd worst team in the NFL?
Dude,
Yo, I
let me-
saw a
can
stat. I saw a stat. Matt Ryan is his air yards, okay, among starters.
Which is the passing yards he's thrown in his
how
backyard.
far? Yes, his average air yards per attempt. Matt Ryan is the lowest in the NFL by double. The second worst person than him is throwing it on average twice as far down the
Jesus.
field as him. His arm is totally shot. If you've watched them, he cannot play. Now, I know Taylor's good. A lot of people like Jeff Saturday. I don't, but that's
Who
fine.
likes
If you,
Jeff Saturday?
I don't
the
know.
fucking owner of the Colts. That's about it.
Yeah, he gets a little bit of love, like on ESPN, that stuff like that. But like,
Dude, they used to work with him. They have to.
yeah, I don't see it. I
No,
don't see it as
junk.
a coach. I think he's a pretty. He seems like a nice guy, and I think he's a good analyst. I don't think he's a coach.
I think it moved.
And Matt Ryan's totally washed, 100% done, toast. Absolutely, he absolutely is going to retire after the end of this year, 100%, 100%. If he doesn't, he's going to wish he did. By week 2 next year, he's
Dude,
gonna be like, "Fuck, what am I doing?"
he's got to.
He
right?
can't play, dude.
I mean,
he
is-
reminds me so much of Rivers his last year. Remember
Yeah.
Rivers, and you'd watch
yeah.
him throw, and you'd
Yeah,
be
but
like,
Rivers
"This is
led him to like 11-5 season. Like
he
Matty
did,
Ryan.
but dude, it was nothing was down the field because his arm couldn't do it anymore. It's like
I'm
sad
just saying.
to watch.
I'm just
honestly.
saying. He's not even close to Phillip Rivers. Like
No, he's even
though
worse.
Rivers looked bad,
He could get at least
he's
he
not
knew
even,
how to kind of
Matt
still
Ryan
win.
is absolutely fried.
Awful. Oh, fried.
I mean, done.
This guy here is dead.
Basically, you know.
So, in the spirit of keeping it short, I'll just say the Vikings, honestly, I know, I understand you're all mad at them and me for picking them. I get it, right? But they're home here. Indianapolis is absolute junk. Indianapolis cannot take advantage of the one real weakness that the Vikings have, that the Lions and the Cowboys and several other teams have crushed them for, which is a horrible secondary.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan can't get it out there. It don't matter. It doesn't fucking matter what the secondary is. He can't throw it. Irrelevant.
This is a beautiful thing. You know what
That's
I love
the pick.
about this?
Minnesota -4.
I don't think I'm pretty sure the last when we went 0-5. Matter of fact, let me just see real quick. I think
Was Minnesota in there? It could have been.
No. I think it was. I'm just looking to see. I'm pretty sure we started the show, or at least, yeah, I think this is it. Okay, yeah, it is. We went 0-5, I believe, and then. Okay, no, it's not. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that we agreed on a pick. In a way, I think it was the exact pick. As I'm looking, I believe it was Bills -3.5 with the Patriots. But we went like. We transitioned. You segued into my pick because I was so happy about that, saying, "Holy fuck, we went 0-5 that one week, and now we're like starting this show, trying to regain some traction,
Yeah.
make some dough,
Yeah.
rebuild that bankroll, or at least get back to where it was the week before." And you started out with a pick that segued right into mine. That happened to be the same exact pick. We're doing the same thing this week on a different level, but it's still the same deal, and this makes me feel good about
Okay.
this show and
I have
this
no
week.
idea where you're going with this, but this is interesting. Go ahead.
It's the under of this game.
Sure. Yes.
So it's Colts Vikings under is my pick of the week. It's a kind of hair away from 49. It's 48.5.
Yeah.
And I get it. The Vikings score like 30 points a game, no matter win, lose, or draw. I'm on board. But let me just what you just said about why you love mini -4. All has to do with under 48.5 as well. I have this HWE style. By the way, so here, if you could see on YouTube there, see that little line right there?
I do.
That means I nailed it.
Yep.
That means I missed it. It's 48.5. I had it at, can you see it?
44.
44. 4.5 points on an over-under is a big deal.
That's huge.
And I hit more over-unders than I do lines typically. And if I showed you the whole deal, you would see it as well. I had 3 over-unders this week. I'm 4.5 points off. Listen, a pissed off Minnesota is going to be on this team. I don't know how much credence that holds to sports betting because like a pissed off Minnesota just kind of seems like a tantrum of a child, but still they're pissed off. They're supposed to be this Eagles sniffing team, for the top seed. They're not even fucking close.
No.
But they're going against Matt Ryan and an anemic offense, as you mentioned. So right then and there, a pissed off mini team with a shitty defense. Who cares? Woodman illustrated that perfectly. It doesn't matter. That's a canceled job. Cancel out. Indianapolis, a very solid above average defense against, yes, a high powered offense. I get it. But Indy has scored 20 points once in its last 7 games. They're not going to be putting up points in this game. This, to me, is I might just do a one-game parlay on this. Mini -4 and under 48.5. Colts have only given up 9 passing touchdowns this season. How about that? Their defense is not letting the opposing quarterback throw the ball in the end zone for success. So
it's been a good defense, honestly. It
Big
has.
time.
This is the
I do,
strength
Kurt.
of the team.
for my bet, I do. And so that tells me, look, if the Colts D is going to be shutting down the passing attack, at least when it comes to scoring touchdowns, that means a lot of Cook action. And Dalvin Cook plays what position again?
Running back.
And who is the best player on Indianapolis? Who's the best
Jonathan
offensive
Taylor.
And what position does he play?
Also running back.
And what happens when you run the ball and then you're downed?
It takes a lot of time off the clock.
It sure does. There's going to be a lot of Dalvin Cook action. There's going to be a lot of Jonathan Taylor action. There's going to be an under 48.5.
I love it. I love this pick. I have to say.
Let's go. Come on.
I love it.
Let's get back right there. Fucking this game. I'm telling you. You know who else likes
I
it?
love this.
I do too, Kirk. Can we get him on the show just to say love that? Look, why is my camera so
I don't
fuzzy
know.
right now?
Yeah, it's been weird. It's been doing that
Whatever.
a lot.
Well, you know
It's
what?
okay.
Maybe I'm doing something naughty.
Yeah. Ooh, look out.
I'll tell you what.
Give it to me hard.
Give me your second
Let's keep it.
pick.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling.
Nice
We're deep into the show here. Okay. Might say balls deep into the show.
Oh, we're getting to a little bit of a theme.
Look
here.
at the meta of the
We're carrying over
going
last week's dungeon thing.
right to
That
the
was
old dome brain
that was a
pan.
nasty show in a good way. I love
So
it.
here's one.
Nasty.
Here's one that I actually don't think you're gonna like this, but only because of fandom, not because it's not a smart bet.
I have no problem with this pick.
Okay. I wrote down Cowboys minus 10 and a half.
Jeez.
I wrote down Cowboys minus 10 and a half.
I thought you meant birds.
Jacksonville is coming off an absolutely bonkers upset of Tennessee. I understand Tennessee's not like some kind of like Super Bowl team this year, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're a good-ish team. And Jacksonville's kind of a joke, to be honest.
What?
Jacksonville stink. Come on, dude.
Dude, I got him for. I still have a little shot with the.
I know
AFC
you like
South
Dougie.
future.
I know you like Dougie P, and I do
They're
think
not a
he's
joke though. Trevor Lawrence is coming to his own. He is
Is
a
he?
legit NFL quarterback. Yes.
Is he?
Did you see the way he looked last week?
Yeah, he looked really
was
good.
AFC Player of
honestly
the
probably
Week?
the best. It was the best game of his career.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
Which
so far,
very
I'm saying. So
often-
no, I'm not saying he has no future. So far, I'm saying it's the best game of his career,
Okay,
and he deserves the award there. But come on, dude,
I'll let him know.
coming off of that huge win that they really did not, probably expect. I think you're going to see a little. I think you're going to see a little letdown here. Dallas is embarrassed that they almost lost to the consensus worst team in the league. The team's going to have the number 1 pick in the draft, right? They're embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. That's
I'm
my
embarrassed,
spiel on those guys.
right?
Wow, hold on.
I'm embarrassed.
There you go. Why am I'm sleeping at the wheel here, David?
Thank you, Low Throw McBlow. I used to call him. He would always get. Do you remember
good for you.
You remember he would get whenever he would get like flustered, like if the pass rush was coming, he would throw the ball and it would be like 5 yards like in the dirt, like before.
Do I
it got to-
remember?
Yeah.
He was the worm burner champion of the world.
He really was. I've never seen another quarterback do it as much as him. Basically,
Neither
that
have I.
was his move when he got under pressure. Just throw it in the fucking ground. Unbelievable. So
It was
frustrating
incredible.
for Eagles fans. Incredibly frustrating.
Just like a Dallas wiping their asses with the Jaguars will be frustrating for the Eagles fans. But
and it's going to happen. I wrote down Dallas minus 10.5. Dallas is not to me. They're not a Super Bowl team, but they are very much a good playoff team. They're the kind of team that's going to lose in the divisional round or the NFC Championship. That's the kind of team they are. They're not good enough to win it all.
holy
because
shit.
Dak-
Could you imagine a fucking Birds Cowboys
Man,
NFC Championship
I
game?
love to imagine it because I think we would fucking dust them.
Well, we did
I
last
think-
time before
yeah,
I was
we-
born, but
But I think we match up so well with them too. Like all the things that they're good at are things that we can counteract.
do you think that
I think it's a
DWE style,
Yeah.
Do you think that writing down, you have it minus 10.5?
I do.
Do you think that writing that Dallas minus 10.5 is a little irresponsible?
Maybe a little just because it's in Jacksonville, you know?
That's like a big John.
It's a big number. It's a big number.
But I kind of dig it. So one of my not honorable mentions, I do write down my favorites. I had the line at 5.5. And it was 4, right? It's 4. Is that the official?
It's
Did we even
4,
say?
and that's my official pick. So my second.
So
So my
I
first
agree
pick
with
is
the
Minnesota
pick.
minus 4. My second pick is Dallas minus 4.
I do agree with the pick because of one thing and one thing only, and you hit on it. It's definitely the Hollywood way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's the way that last
Yeah.
week's game went.
Yeah,
For
man.
sure. Like, that's it.
Well, that's my number
I don't think
one
they even
reason.
need to practice. I would
That's
just, if I was Mike McCarthy, I'd be like, I'll see you in Jacksonville.
Honestly, and that's my number one reason. Number one
Yeah.
reason is because of what happened last week against Houston.
Yep. Like, if you motherfuckers are professional athletes and you know what kind of team you play on and a stigma that it carries across the fucking nation,
Then you need to be
and
really
world sometimes.
you need to be really embarrassed about what you did. And
You need to
make
be
up for
big
it.
time. Yeah. And
And so we're
you
gonna
know-
go into Florida and we're gonna crush these motherfuckers.
But you said it right, though. I'm a Dougie P guy. I do think that no coach in the last fucking, I don't know, since Tom Coughlin, literally in their franchise history, can prepare a team as well as Dougie P will have them on Sunday. But I still do think that 4 is, it was an honorable mention for me. So yeah, I'm on board with it. A part of me is a little standoffish. To be honest with you, I'll
You
give it a
just
little-
kind of like Jacksonville. You just kind of like you have a little bit of like a
I
affinity.
do.
You kind
I
of
do.
like
I
them.
kind of. It might be the Dougie P, but I do
The
think that their
Dougie P
team
and
is
they're-
there.
You think they're kind of plucky and
Well, you know, I'm a Philadelphia fan, and so are you. And what do we appreciate? We appreciate hustle, man. We appreciate the attempt and the never say die attitude. And believe it or not, Jacksonville has it for the first time in a long time. Look at Zay Jones.
there's a lot
You
of
know what I
guys
mean?
in that team that are likable. I find Etienne likable.
Yeah, Etienne is
I find
playing through
Christian
injury.
Kirk to be kind of likable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a lot of players. You never know. Jacksonville could stay in it. But yeah, I agree. I mean, honestly, as a diehard Eagles fan, this is a good pick. You know why? You're win-win almost.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because even if they don't cover, but they still win, at least the game was close and you thought they could lose, just like last week. Man, I was so mad at that.
No,
Anyway,
if this pick doesn't hit, then I hope that Dallas outright loses the game. I'll tell
for
you
sure.
that
Of
right
course we
now.
hope that. I'm just saying, at least if it doesn't hit, that means the game's close and we had something to root for.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, dig it in the long run. Got a little bit of a. Let me see what you think about this, because you might not like this one, I think that you will, but I'm not sure. And this is a tough one for me to go right back to the well when someone's fucked you over. But I trust in one thing and one thing only, and that's Mike Vrabel coaching a team on the road, getting points.
He's a really good coach, man.
When like you look at all the games in KC and shit like that, and they always fucking cover. Not only do they cover, normally they come out with a lead. Normally they have a lead for a long time, and normally they either just barely get by or they lose by covering. And I'll take the Titans getting 3 at the Chargers. I know all of a sudden the Chargers look like that fucking preseason Super Bowl candidate that everyone thought. Miami just brain farted that game out, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for that weird ass return by Tyreek Hill, it would have been even more out of reach for them.
Yeah.
So now everyone thinks that the Chargers are the darlings again, and they're going to make this big push and make the playoffs. I mean, recency thoughts in the NFL can really get you into some big time trouble. And just ask the Woodman, how good are the Chargers' offenses and defensive lines?
They haven't been good all year.
mean, garbage.
They looked pretty good against Miami. That's one game. They weren't any good
That's
before that.
it.
Yeah.
It's it. So everyone's going to be like, okay, giddy up. No, I'll take the Titans +3 on the road. They're coming off 2 embarrassing losses. Tennessee is, but they still hold a 2-game lead. And I know I just talked about my futures on the Jags, but I do need to let this be known that they're 2 games up on the Jags. This is the last week where they can really put that fucking foot on the throat for the AFC South.
Yep.
And I expect them to win this game, to be honest with you. I'll, shout out to the Dungeon and the upset column. I expect them to come out and win this ball game.
It's certainly
But
not
I'll
a
take
tough
the
place
plus
to play.
It's not a
That's
tough
for
place
sure.
to play.
No.
The way Mike Vrabel gets his team up in away games, getting points. The Chargers are not a good team. I know what happened last Sunday. I get it, national TV. But also, do you want to know what the Chargers aren't good against? The fucking rush. Do you know how bad they are against the running backs this year and the rush game in general? One of the worst teams in the NFL, bar none. 15 touchdowns they've given up in 13 games to running backs alone. Second most rush yards allowed in the NFL all season.
Holy shit! Really? Second most?
Yes, second most. So it's time to take advantage as a better. As a sports better, you need to take advantage of things and realize I got to beat recency bias sometimes, and that's what's going on right now. Odds are the Jags will lose this weekend, and Tennessee knows that probably, but they don't know it's going to happen. I guess it's a Jags game at 1, so maybe they even better. If the Jags end up losing to the Cowboys and Titans Chargers at 4:00, 4:30 Eastern time, obviously, then they know we're in a driver's seat. We got to get a W here to just clinch up the South. I just love the position of the Titans this week, big time, and I'll take 3 points. I was kind of shocked at that. I think I had it at where did I have it at? I actually had it at 1. So yeah, I was a couple off. You know,
Yeah.
I basically had Chargers -1. If it was up to me, this game would be a pick 'em. But
Sure. So you take the
I
3
honestly
points.
think,
Yeah.
if I was Vegas right now, I would make it a pick 'em just so everyone jumped on the Chargers because I do think Tennessee wins this game outright. But Tennessee saw what Henry can do in the first fucking quarter, and they got away from it last week. If they kept on the ground, they win that game probably. It changes the whole. I know he fumbled once, but whatever. You don't just. It's a superstar. You don't just lose faith in the cat. I just think this is the time to make money as a sports bettor. It's a smart move, and don't be scared of it. You know, the Chargers aren't a team to be scared of. Think about the last time you were scared of the Chargers. I don't know, week 3, week 2, because they
Yeah.
still had that preseason stigma. I mean, after first couple of weeks, you should have learned your lesson. But now it's like, you know, they beat the Dolphins. Well, let's not act like the Dolphins are what we thought they were a month ago.
They don't appear to be.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of teams out there that aren't basically, you know, who we thought they were. But
who we thought they were.
well, not the Dolphins, but they're, you know, you just got to learn
I wish they were,
time
man.
to pounce.
I wish they were. I find them so likable. I
Me too, man. We're Tua guys.
I love Tua.
Love the passing attack and
yeah, for sure. Love Jalen Waddle. He's a very easy guy to root for. I feel
love Kiko Alonso. Does he still play football?
I don't think he's still there.
No, probably not. Sucks.
I do. I wish they were good because I would love to take them a +7 in Buffalo, but that's insane. Please don't do that.
Don't do that. No.
No, I nailed that line exactly. Actually, that's another one. No, for me, I'll do a third one that I think I'm quite confident actually in this one here. So I wrote down Pittsburgh -2. Now we don't know if it's going to be Kenny Pickett, and granted he hasn't been amazing this year, but he's been kind of okay. And Mitchell Trubisky, whenever he's had to start, has been truly awful.
Right.
So I guess if it's Trubisky, I'll say if we get word, I think Pickett's gonna be fine. I think he's gonna clear concussion protocol. He's gonna play. But I'll say as a caveat here on this show, if we get word that it's not him and it's Mitch Trubisky,
I think it might be, dude.
I want to take this pick off the board. I really do. No,
What a
I'm
dickhead.
serious. I'm serious. That the difference between those two guys is that much. Trubisky's 3 picks last week were 100% of the reason they lost the game. 100%.
Let me see if there's any kind of Pickett. Pickett limited in practice, so at least he practiced a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's going to clear concussion protocol and he's going to play in this
God,
game.
I want to talk you out of this pick so bad. It's ridiculous.
We
Just
can take,
because of the fact of
I
what-
have another
what-
one. I do have another one. Should I take it off? We can take it off.
I just want to say one thing. Here's my thing, and Carolina isn't a pick of mine,
Go ahead.
but it would be if I were to pick on the side. And the one thing is, I know we love Mike Tomlin. I know what he instills in that team and the whole nine. But at a certain point, you just, especially after how Kenny Pickett got, knocked unconscious last week or whatever. Not unconscious, you know what I mean. But
Yeah. Brain injury.
what exactly now at this point in the season would they want to even be competitive for? You know what I mean? I think Pittsburgh's in a figuratively punting state right now for the rest of the year. I'm not saying bet against them. I'm just saying that even if Pickett's a questionable start, they're probably not going to have their future franchise quarterback with half a mush head start. Mitch Trubisky, I would say, is almost guaranteed to start this game.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to take it off. We're going to switch it. I'll make it my
Are you
other one.
wearing a robe right now, by the way?
No, it's it's like one of those shirts that has like the kind of like cool collar,
No, I was going to say it looks great. You should. You said you were going to take it off. I thought you were going to drop it right off your body.
Now I'll swap the pick out then for my honorable mention, which I did have. So thankfully I'm ready to go. All right,
Don't let me talk you out of it.
No,
you want to go Pitt?
If you really think it's going to be Trubisky, then I don't want this pick.
I would say 80% Trubisky.
He's as bad as Mac Jones, dude.
Dude, he's worse than Mac Jones.
Maybe worse. Maybe worse.
Yeah.
Which is really saying something,
Yeah.
Okay. All right, fine. So if that's the case, then I got to go with my home cooking, man. Give me the 9 points. Give me the Eagles minus
okay.
9.
I thought you were going Bears earlier.
No. I wrote down Philadelphia minus 13.
Wow, I love it. I love it. Good for you, dude.
You don't know if Fields will make it through the whole game.
I'm glad I talked you out of it now.
He's missing his best receiver. Darnell Mooney's out for the year. It's one of the 2 or 3 worst defenses in the league, right? I think I saw they've already given up 2,000 yards to running backs this year.
Jesus
Extraordinary.
Christ.
Incredible.
Wow.
Already 2,000.
That's incredible.
Just not a good defense, dude. Bad personnel, a bad scheme. They didn't put it together right at all. It doesn't make any sense what they're trying to do on defense. They keep getting torched by everybody, even bad offenses just torch them. The Eagles have arguably maybe the best offense in the league, certainly one of the best. Well,
after Mahomes throws 3 fucking cake ass picks.
I mean, is this a 56-17 final score? Like, I don't even know what this game could be. Like, it's just there's no limit to what the Eagles could do to this team if they want to. So, look, the Eagles for much of this year have taken their foot off the gas in the second half. I guess that can make you nervous for like a backdoor cover, but there's no question in my mind they're going up double digits here in this game.
They just keep it and you cover, baby.
Yeah, or they just or they go up honestly, maybe they go up 28-0 and they give up 17. Hey, you're good, bud. You're all right.
Let's go.
So Eagles minus 9, I'll take.
That's the smartest thing of the night.
Look at you getting talked into home cooking, my man. I didn't mean to do that. I'm not.
I liked it just as much. But I need Pickett. I gotta have Pickett.
But I don't think you're gonna have the Pickett.
All right. Well, then I can't do it.
Not gonna have cowbell or Pickett. I'll give you my third. Here we go. Ready? Who doesn't love? Hey, I already gave you 1 under.
Oh
Who
my
doesn't
gosh.
like 2 unders?
I thought it was gonna be Eagles minus 9. All right, go ahead.
No, I mean, look. It's the season of the under in the NFL, but that's kind of gone on the wayside the last few weeks. However, there's a couple unders this week that I'm all over. I know betting under isn't sexy. I don't give a fuck. You know what is sexy? Just logging on to your goddamn FanDuel and seeing some dough me right where it says account. Okay,
yeah. Unders make money.
Triple zeros with a dot in between one of them doesn't count. All right, I want some dough. I want some numeros, and there is a game that to me is it's this might even be more egregious than the first one, but the teams are a little bit more questionable when it comes to having like a feel for what their offense versus defense is. That's what the Colts Vikings have a good feel that like. Also, it's a Saturday game, so we can have some fun with that. Hopefully, make some money heading into Sunday. But I get a more of a feel, like I can kind of understand their teams more. These 2 teams, I don't think anyone still really has a grasp on. They're darlings. One of them is the darling of the NFL. It's the Lions Jets. Give me under 44.5. Oh my God. Hollywood, wait, the Lions. Are you talking about the Kurt Warner, Torrey Holt, fucking Lions? Yeah, I am. Okay. Everyone's baby right now is a fucking goddamn Detroit Lions. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Settle down. They're the Lions. They're on the road. It's Jared Goff and the fucking freezing weather.
Yep.
The Jets D, no matter what, the one thing you can set your watch to this whole season,
yes.
if you said Hollywood, give me one fact of the NFL season this year. I would say the Jets D is nothing to fuck with.
Yes, they have been incredible.
That would
I
be
can't
it.
believe how good they are.
I mean, I cannot believe it. It's incredible, but it is nothing to denounce or
No.
to bet against.
Yeah.
Like, they're throwing Mike White's and Joe Flacco's and fucking Drew Brees' nephew out. Like, Jesus
I was
Christ.
thinking about that, dude. Like, I don't want to interrupt you, but like, I want to say something
Please.
here. So, like, it's funny, right? The Jets season is kind of like, I was thinking about it's like a barbell. You know, it was like a barbell. Like, it started off like the first 3 games, like Joe Flacco's throwing like 55 attempts per game. You know, all of them traveling like 8 yards down the field or whatever. And you know,
All of them.
and then Brees Hall comes on, and he's like a beast, and they just start running like crazy.
Right.
And Zach
They
Taylor's
realize.
a quarterback, and they don't trust him or want him to throw, and he doesn't. He doesn't throw. He
They
throws
win ball
not-
games because of Brees Hall. Dude, he's
100%.
a
And he's a
stud.
beast. He looks so good. Then he gets hurt. And then now the other end of the barbell's coming because Taylor is junk. They can't roll with him anymore without Brees to take the pressure off him. He can't do it. He can't hang. So now you got to put in Michael White. And this motherfucker's throwing like 45 times a game,
the
like
same
8
deal.
yards down
There-
the field. He's just
There it is.
20 years younger Joe Flacco or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck.
And then when it comes to crunch time, it's 4th and goal from the 18. Like, and he throws a 6-yard pass to a guy in the end zone. Like, it just doesn't add up. So that in and of itself tells you under.
Absolutely. Absolutely, dude.
What were you going to say right there?
No, I
before
love it. I just love the pick. And by the way, thank you. I wanted to thank you. You turned me on to doing a futures bet for defensive
Sauce.
rookie of the year for Sauce Gardner.
Yeah,
Great
we got him at
pick.
plus 300.
It's
He
definitely
is
gonna
minus, I don't
Yeah,
know,
it's-
550 now.
It's gonna hit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Thank you for
gonna
that.
hit.
Awesome.
Absolutely, man.
Good
I hope I
call.
did it on air too. By the way,
You did it on
yep.
there. It was on there.
Oh, okay. Gravy. A couple bullet points. Jets D, crazy good this year. Okay, crazy good. A Detroit offense is good, right? Yeah, it's good. It's great, isn't it? No, it's not. Not when it's Jared Goff on the road. You don't understand. They're not playing at Ford Field where Jared Goff is literally home. He stinks on the road this year. Look at his fucking stats on the road. It's god
Didn't he get
awful.
shut out in Foxborough?
Probably, yeah, I think so. Right?
They lost
And-
29-0, dude.
And
in
that was
Foxborough.
in October, I believe.
Yeah,
where
it
it was,
was like a
still
beautiful
70
day.
degrees. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about 32 degrees? It's going to be at MetLife. Man, I like the Jets in this game too. I think it's -1, but I don't know who the fuck's throwing the ball. And like you said, you
Yeah.
don't have Brees Hall. Guess what? Zonovan Knight. Okay, Zonovan McNabb
I'm embarrassed.
I don't care. Zonovan Knight, get that out of here right now.
could just
Anyone
call
who's
him-
like, oh,
He goes by
I got-
Bam. You can call him Bam Knight.
does he really?
He does, really.
Well, the boom, boom, bam night, I got on my fantasy league heading into the playoffs. You're going to lose. I'm telling you that right now. He's not going to show up. I don't know. I'm not that the Lions defense is anything studly, but you got an offense on the Lions that puts up crazy points at home, right? You got a
Not
Jets
against
defense
this D. Yeah.
that is just fucking unreal.
Yeah. I love this pick so much, dude. I don't think I can express to you how much I love this. I wish this was my pick. Like, this is such a smart pick.
The
And
unders are the
honestly,
ones
it's
you
for the
got to
same-
really
it's
figure
for
out.
the same reason that what I said about my number one, which was the Vikings, right? The one thing that they do so badly, the one thing that their opponent does really well is plays right into their strength. So it
Right,
doesn't fucking
exactly.
matter. It just
Exactly.
doesn't matter. And again, the Lions, yeah. Good offensive weapons, right? But it doesn't matter if I'm putting pressure on Goff and nobody's open. You got pressure on Jared Goff and no one's open. You know what's happened to that ball?
Oh, dude.
Nothing
This
good.
guy, you kidding
Nothing
me?
he's gonna like.
The only thing I'm scared about when you go to over unders is the pick sixes and the shit
Sure.
like that. That's
Sure.
the only, and I do think, honestly, a golf interception or two is bound to happen. But I just hope they're not pick sixes for the sake of the under bet. I know unders are scary for people. I'm giving you 2 this week, and I'm sorry,
I love it.
but it is what it is, folks. When you feel it, you feel it. These are unders that make sense to me. Colts, Vikings, and Lions, Jets. There's actually a couple overs I like this week. We can get into them and all, but we're look.
Can I just
actually go for it real quick?
No,
'cause
please.
Real quick. Let me just do one thing. I have an honorable mention. Can I throw a fourth one?
Yes.
Do you want to make that Pittsburgh one an official or no? You don't.
No, I'll say it's contingent. If we get Pickett,
okay.
I want you guys to be on Pittsburgh there.
All right, good. So you have a fourth one out there. There's another one I feel, and I just want to do it because I want to give you fine, beautiful, sexy ass beasts something to an extra one, and you have an extra one with the contingency, and that's gravy.
Okay.
To me, there's a team on DraftKings that's getting a point, on FanDuel that's giving a point, that they're winning the ball game, and that's the Las Vegas Raiders. Just saying that right now. Raiders are home against the Patriots. They're beating the Patriots. It's the Patriots after a short week. After we don't have to tell you what we think about the Patriots. What you have them at?
I wrote down Raiders -1.
Okay, there you go.
They should be favored.
And they are on FanDuel, but not on DraftKings. Anyway, I just think that it's a quick.
They're going
to
win the game.
They're going to win the game.
They're money line. Just money line.
They always play good in December. It's McDaniel's going against Belichick. He's going to try and actually do some funky shit. And I just think the way the Raiders lost their last game, it's Raiders over Patriots this week. Okay, that's a little.
Well, without Ramondre Stevenson, the Raiders, the Patriots really don't have any real weapons on offense, and
no, they're bringing quarterbacks
the Raiders,
in and shit.
I understand people. Derek Carr has his limitations. Of course he does. I get it. Also, their offense is not has not been that consistent. Okay, fine, but they do have two of the very, very best at their position in the league, right?
Yep.
Devontae
Jacobs and Adams. Yep.
I mean, come on, dude. These guys are beasts. I think they can get it done enough.
They always put up points at Allegiant, I believe it's called, Allegiant Stadium, and they're I like the Raiders too. I'm going to give an official fourth. I'm not going to really wax on it that much. Give me Raiders money line, whatever fuck you get it from. Raiders money line. I'm not even going to take the +1 on the show. Give me money line, baby.
I love it.
Woody, I love you. Let's go ahead and make some money.
I just want to point out one last thing on the way out, which is
Please.
You definitely, I don't know if this is because we didn't do well last week or it's just kind of just the way it goes. Sometimes you just look at all the lines, you look at where things are, and it's just the way it is. But you this week really leaned into Hollywood style, kind of like feel to some of these picks.
Absolutely.
And I always like when you do that. It gives me a little bit of extra confidence when you kind of have that. It's more about the feel and the momentums of these teams and kind of like the strengths and weaknesses thing, and like rather than like the stats. I feel like I like your picks more when they're feel based.
Big time. And I feel these a lot, and I love that. That's your pick with the Dallas pick. It's actually it was the one I fought. No, I actually nullified one of yours by fighting it. But the Dallas pick is probably the most Hollywood pick because if there
especially
are
as many points as I wrote down, it's like that's such a
big time.
It is, but I
But if they are a serious contender, the way that all these national pundits think and everything, then they should wipe the floor.
I mean, listen, I don't know why anyone would have this level of confidence in my analysis at this point of the season when I really don't have an amazing record this year. But like, if somebody's really feeling what I'm saying, you would not be crazy. It would not be a crazy thing to take both the Vikings and the Cowboys and like alt them up to like double-digit wins. Like, I do honestly think both teams win by double-digit points here.
Wow,
I really do.
How about that?
I think they come out swinging, firing, pissed, hot, whatever word you want to use. I think they come out like guns fucking blazing. I really do. I really do.
How about that? I'm down
for the same reason. By the way, they're embarrassed by what they did last week. They think they're better.
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, they're embarrassed. Thank you, Donovan.
I want to tease the teasy. I'm not doing an easy teasy. We brought it back because we were making headway on it, and it fucking by a bullshit Lions field goal. No, wait, scratch it. It's not the field goal's fault, the kicker's fault. I'm not even going to give. It's a fucking Minnesota gives up a first down catch on the flat to a fucking lineman.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you saw this, Woodman. The head coach had no idea was even called. Is it Dan Campbell?
Dan Campbell.
He was on Pat McAfee's show and said, and this is fucking truth. Like, he's not joking about it. he said, this is what happened. They called the timeout or whatever. They come to the sideline. He said the wave was going on in Ford Field. The wave. Which, by the way, to me is like, I fucking can't stand it. Even at baseball, I hate the wave. Anyway,
It's not my
because I hate people being happy. But he said the wave was going on. Someone came over to him and said, hey, coach, you want to try that? Similar to like the Philly Special. Someone came over and was like, hey, coach, you want to try that play we've been playing on? And he said, I was focusing on the wave. And I said, yeah, I mean, we're talking like a 4th down play call, like a very important fucking moment. And he said, yeah, let's do that while he's watching the wave. And he said he had no idea what play was called. And he saw him throw to an offensive lineman. And he said, what? He literally says, what the fuck just happened? He had no idea what play was called. He was focusing on the wave. That's your Detroit Lions head coach.
Yeah, that's a bad sign. Yo, let me throw something else out there too.
Please.
Extra bonus, like extra special bonus. Because by the time of the dungeon, this game will be over. So I might as well give you...
You want to look at that again?
I am definitely on San Francisco here. I think Brock Purdy is going to play. I thought he looked pretty good. I think he looks like he's definitely like decent. Like he's like not that bad. And they have a wonderful defense, as you know. They have a good coach. They have a good run game. They've got
What's the
Christian
line again?
McCaffrey.
Is it still 3.5?
It's 3.5. I really like it. And here's the thing, dude. You even get good juice on it. At 3.5, it's plus 100.
Yeah, that's telling you. I don't like it.
I like it a lot. You that's fine. We can disagree. You don't like it. I do. I wrote down SF -6. I think they're the clearly better team. I think Seattle has kind of shown its ass here a little bit.
I agree with that. And
I think
they're officially on my shit list.
I thought
they're on
Gino
my no bet list.
I said this in my little fastest 90 seconds or whatever.
It was perfect,
I thought
by the way.
Gino looked a little bit like Jets Gino in that game.
He looked a lot like Jets Gino. He sucks.
If that's the case, -6 is even crazy. If he's going to play like Jets Gino, San Francisco wins this game by 20 points. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't know. I still
so
like
it makes you nervous.
They're on
you
my
don't
no
like
bet
it.
list.
That's fine. It's Brian officially says for the Thursday night game, he's off. I'm saying
for the sake of the show, I'm
San
off.
Francisco, baby.
I'm saying for the sake of the show.
Brian, just call me Rice-A-Roni.
I will say this right now. I have an active teaser going on right now that starts tomorrow that is giving me 9.5 on Seattle.
I'm the San Francisco treat, bitch. Give it to me hard.
Wow. I like my rice soft, but Rice-A-Roni, this cat over here. I'll tease a teasy. You know, I'm not going to do a teasy. I'm going to tease one. You want a teasy? Last time I did a 6-leg teasy was on the Degenerate Dungeon 2 weeks ago as my wild card pick, as we do. And that
tease me,
motherfucker
daddy.
hit. Oh, there it is. And that motherfucker hit. Hook, line, and sinker. I'm going to tease a teasy. This week on the Degenerate Dungeon, Sunday morning on Twitch, I will be doing as a wild card a TZ. It might be 5 legs, might be 6 legs, but it's going to be a big one. And we're going to hit that shit just like we did last time. Real quick, before you get to that, I want to let everybody know on the dungeon, like I mentioned, next week, we're going to be doing Thursday, the 22nd. Will not be a Jump the Sharp, but we were going to do a live on Twitch Degenerate Dungeon, which I'm going to kind of treat like also Jump the Sharp. We're going to give multiple picks. And obviously, I'll relay Woody's. That is 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Twitch,
9 p.m. Eastern on
9
Twitch.
p.m. Eastern time, twitch.tv/GCN Employee Lounge.
Big time. And we'll be sure to tweet that out at Jump the Sharp. What are we going to say here, Woody?
To recap, I have Vikings -4. Cowboys.
You like the -4s this week.
Cowboys -4. Eagles -9. I am jumping the sharp all over the fucking
Look
place.
at you, baby.
Brian has the Vikings and Colts under. He's got Tennessee plus
under 48.5, by the way.
I just say the under.
Sorry.
They might not get
48, it's 48 even on DraftKings.
If they don't listen for like 2 days from now, like you want the under.
Say it. Call them names.
Okay. Tennessee, he's got +3. Tennessee's getting 3 in LA.
I want winners.
Against the shit Chargers. It's a good That's actually a great pick. And then he's got Lions
Anyway.
Jets under, which is also a fantastic pick against probably the best defense in the league. I'm going to guarantee, without even looking it up, the Jets under has probably hit most weeks this year.
Probably. I got a lot of nerve after going 0-6 to do a show with you, and you're like, I love your picks. I'm like, fuck, I don't agree with shit that you're. No, I'm kidding. You got a lot of nerve hanging around with those French fries.
You definitely mostly agreed with my picks.
I do.
Fuck out of here.
I love the balls on you, by the way, to just go right back to mini.
Yep.
Because I couldn't do it. I
No.
like it. I like it.
I thought about not doing it, and then I was like, but it's the right pick. It's the
You
right
got to
pick.
do it, man. You got to play week by week. I like it. I like it a lot.
If anything, like this year has been such a tough year for betting. It's like, if anything, you want to take
What a
away from it.
weird
It's
year.
like, you should actually like stick to your guns more, because the team that lets you down 1 week, probably the next week they come back and play well. Like it's been that kind of year. It's like a lot of these teams have been up and down, up and down. So don't try to time it. Just try to get the talent level correct as much as you can, and you'll hit more often than not. You ain't gonna hit them all, but you can hit more often than not. And that's what we're
I
trying to
dig
do here.
Oh, I'm trying to do it. We've been doing it for a long time. I mean,
We-
if that's the
we have
goal,
been
then
doing
the
it.
check, the box is checked, baby.
That is the goal, and we've been doing great, man.
Of course. Well, I appreciate you, brother. Everybody, thank you so much for your time. Woodman, yeah, I guess this will be the last time you our beautiful audience will hear your voice until after the Christmas holiday,
Until
that
after
is,
Christmas,
but
although it'd
holidays
be
in general.
once before the new year, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. The dungeon. The dungeon, too. We'll hear you this Sunday.
This coming Sunday, I will be on the dungeon.
Giddy up. It's a beautiful thing. Please don't miss that, folks. God damn, it's such a fun
It's
show.
gonna be really fun.
But we're gonna have a good time, as we always do. It's what the Woodman says. We're having a good time, baby.
If we get word between now and then that Kenny Pickett is starting, I can tell you what my lock of the week is going to be, buddy boy.
Oh, would that move up to number one for you?
You can but it would.
No, I know.
It'll be my little pick on the show, and
You know, I'm looking forward to knowing that now.
And
I
you-
can't imagine a word like, why would they though? Why fuck with your future franchise quarterback right
I
now?
agree, and I think he's shown actually signs that like he looks. You know what he looks like? He looks a little bit like Trevor Lawrence did last year, where there's a lot of problems and there's a lot of
You want to look at that again?
there's a lot of times where he's not reading it right, but when he's on
Anyway.
schedule and he sees the guy, he's been putting it right on there. And especially, I think you see some of them sideline catches with both Pickens and Deontay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just isn't Deontay banged up too? Like, there's just so many question marks on the Pittsburgh side. I think it's time to play for a draft pick for them, and I think sometimes you got to swallow your pride. I think Tomlin will. Also, Carolina D at home is pretty fucking insane. Just
it's
look at your
Darnold.
face. I love it so much.
It's Sam Darnold, dude.
All right, let's talk off air more about this game. We'll get in each other's fucking faces.
It
You
just
know what I mean?
depends on Pickett, dude. I'm telling you right now. If it's
You
if
depend on
it's
Pickett.
Trubisky, I'm with you. Don't out. I'm out. Out. No.
Just like everyone has ever said when they've ever bet against when that dude's ever been on a starting quarterback.
He's
All
so
right,
awful.
jump to sharp. Over for week 15. Let's make some dough. Woodman, always a great time. Thank you, man. Let's go bounce back, huh?
It's just by chance, but it's just fun that bouncing back from my 0-3,
Mhm.
all three of my picks, I am jumping
Jumping the
sharp.
Oh, couldn't have been a better outro, I should say there. That's Woodman. I'm Hollywood. Let's go make some money on week 15. See you in the dungeon Sunday. Peace the fuck out.